with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Hey, I don't want to hate on Joe Burrow. He's clearly in this tier.
Yeah.
I think he's the bottom of this tier.
You
I would
really
go
should
Allen Jackson and then Burrow.
You should be a politician. You just convinced.
You know what I'm saying? You see what he doing?
Yeah, he didn't have
He's
any
doing all
chance.
kinds of tricky, man.
Keep going, Jay.
No,
You're speaking my language.
Stop
You're
it.
speaking my language. Come on,
Jay,
come on.
you didn't let him get you, Jay. I can't believe you let him get you again. Hey.
Every weekday from 3 to 5 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley.
Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bock and Blackshirt, and we're here for your 1 to 3 hour here today. It is Thursday in Lincoln, Nebraska. Bock, how you doing, my man?
Hey, not too bad. Always a good time to be sitting in with Terrell Farley and doing a show here on Bock and the Blackshirt. And the weather is nice. It's not, the sun's not beating down on us too much here for July. And as I keep saying, we are one day closer to college football and how great that will be when the Huskers open up in Arrowhead on a Thursday night. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I'm only a couple of hours to college football because, like I said, I'm still playing EA Sports. Now, Bock, I took a picture of my record, and to make it clear to you, I only played 7 games.
Okay.
So I played
Last
7
time we
games.
knew you were 0-3, I think.
I was 7 games. So here's the teams I played so far, and my record is 3-4.
Hey, there you go.
So
You turned it around.
So here's all the games I played so far. UCLA, I lost.
Uh-oh.
That was the first game.
That's a real matchup we're going to have this year. That's
Ohio State, I lost.
No, I can play them. That's okay.
Texas A&M, I lost.
You lost to Trev Alberts? That's
Yeah. Going for 2, Bob.
That's when you
going
went for 2. You went for
Yep,
the
I
win.
went for 2. I could have tied it up and went in overtime, and who knows what would have happened.
The drama of that game.
Game 4, I won Houston with the quarterback that had number 56. That was crazy to me. But game 5, Michigan.
Good.
I won.
Good. 95 reunion was the team out there.
Well, yeah, we played in Nebraska.
Was Sharon Moore on the sideline?
I don't know. They didn't show the coaches. Okay, game 6. I went back and played somebody else again, and I played Michigan again.
Oh, okay.
Lost that one, Bob.
Split them. Okay. Split national title.
Game 7, Ohio State. I won.
Oh, there you go.
So now, Bob, in my division, I'm ranked number 11 out of the 12-team playoff with 5 games left.
Oh, so you got a chance. You're in as of now.
I don't know how, but by the grace of God, I'm hanging on.
Hey, well, you split with Ohio State.
So here's the thing: the more I play it, the more I open up Nebraska's game plan with figuring players out.
Yeah.
Dane Key had a big catch for me. I still say that Jacoby Barney is the best player on the Nebraska team. Period. I don't care about rankings, speed, agilities,
gameplay.
Just gameplay is his motto. Ran a jet sweep with him. Man, he stiffed arm a defensive lineman and was going for 30. Janarian Bonner is good on the game for me.
Okay.
You got to know how to use him. Lindenmeyer is excellent for me.
Good tight end.
Probably better than last year's tight end. I'm gonna go that far.
Okay.
I'm gonna go that far and say that on the video game.
On the video game wise.
On the video game wise, he's better than who was our tight end?
Thomas Fidone.
Thomas Fidone. He's better than him, Bob, on the video game. Now defense, another story. Still trying to learn the ins and outs of defense, but we're playing better. Van Poppel, 94. What's his number?
Yeah, I think so.
He picked up quarterback, tipped the ball.
He's 44.
44,
Yeah.
44 and 44. I was wondering why I seen 44 on defense and 44 on offense.
Oh, yeah.
And then check this out. So yesterday I'm playing Bach and Van Poppel tips the ball. No, somebody tips it. Van Poppel picks it off and runs like 80 yards. Yeah, he got caught. But
Yeah.
I was hyped, Bach. And then my defensive backs are getting better. I'm switching stuff around. Wright, Javen Wright.
Yeah.
Doing a great job for me. 26, Marquise Watson Trent.
Yeah.
Doing a great job for me. Safeties, I'm still learning the corners, but they're playing better as you put them in a situation. You got to call the right defense on this game for for us to be successful on the game.
Are you running the 3-3-5?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I have to unless I change my playbook.
Yeah.
So right now I'm in the 3-3-5. I think I'm getting used to it. I blitz a lot, and really I blitz a lot, and I bring I make it to where I bring 4 down linemen. Never 3 down linemen is okay, but you're not getting no pressure. You give them all day. So I either bring 4 or 5.
Now, do you do coaches' suggestions as far as play calls, or you just pick out your own?
Sometimes I pick out my own, but mostly I go no shotgun. Sometimes I go no backs. I do run Emmett probably eight times a game because it's only 3 minutes.
Yeah.
In that
3-minute quarters.
In that 3-minute quarters can go by fast.
Sure.
But I'm learning the game, and I think I'm getting better. But my son wants to play me. He beat me last year when we played a couple of times, and I didn't get a victory on him. So I told him, look, man, don't make me fly down there and drop kick you at the door, man, for trying. Don't talk smack to me. That's one thing.
So how much? How are you still invested in it? We all know Call of Duty's always knocking on your door.
Oh no, I play both of them.
Yeah.
Well, I play. I try to play one game in the daytime, one game at night, and in college football, and the rest of it is Call of Duty. So that's what I'm trying to do right there. But I think that game it's okay right now. I mean, I still think they got a couple of bugs to fix. Haven't seen a lot of teams that, like I said, I only played mostly Big Ten teams.
Is it better than last year's game, you think? Or not about the same?
About the same.
Yeah.
About the same. Defenses are a little weaker, but it still give you a run for your money.
Yeah.
Great game, though.
Yeah. Oh, we all love that.
If I make it to the playoffs, I'm 3 and what I am 3 and 4. I'm ranked 11th. I don't know how that happens, but maybe everybody in that tier is sorry. But if I make it to the playoffs, I'm gonna go stream it live. Hopefully we can get one at Nebraska. All right, Bob. Been seeing this around on X a lot. It's a picture of a truck riding down the street.
Okay.
And on the back of it, it has a Texas Longhorn sticker on it. Decal.
Well, that's already gross.
As we call it.
Was it upside down? That's the only way to hang them?
No. It was straight up.
Straight up.
And a Nebraska decal.
Uh-oh.
Question for you, Bach, and people in the ticket land down there. Can you be a Texas and Nebraska fan at the same time? I don't know how that's possible, Bach, but that's a good question.
You either have to be young or like old and like grandfathered into it before they entered the Big 12, I would think.
Hold on. I think only one reason you can do that.
Yeah.
One of your kids goes to Texas and one goes to Nebraska. Now, if that isn't the case, then something is obviously wrong. I got questions.
Yeah, I mean, there have been athletes that have transferred from Texas to Nebraska, athletes that have transferred from Nebraska to Texas. So there are some rare instances where that worked, but those are traditional rivals. So no, I mean, I've always seen the split house, shirts or flags and stuff like that. And usually it's not rivals that you're going up against. But in my mind, absolutely not. I mean, Texas is probably it's funny because you ask who's the biggest rival for Nebraska. Might have 3 or 4 teams ahead of Texas, but if you talk about the most hated team in Nebraska, I think Texas would be number 1. But I also, like I said, I think if you kind of predates if you're kind of the Big 8 era, maybe you could kind of cheer because you could cheer outside your conference. That Big 12 era, it would be hard to argue that you could cheer for both those teams. And then post, obviously Nebraska losing the Big 12, maybe the younger folks don't understand the historical significance of it. But this guy's driver age, so I mean, he might be right in there in the Big 12 area. I don't know how you do that.
Me neither, Bach. So, hey, the text line is getting funny, Bach. Gus Bockoven says, I got to pull it up. You got it yet? Can you get Gus Bockoven first?
Yeah, he says, well, he said a few things. Okay, he says, a Nebraska fan, which is worse, to also be a fan of Iowa, Texas, or Colorado?
Yeah, I think that's like riding around up here with Iowa / Nebraska. Now, we're going to see that because one of the brothers who's here, his brother committed to Iowa last week.
Yeah, Donovan Jones' brother.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. That's weird. I mean, I wouldn't even want to see a jersey like that saying house divided.
Yeah.
How ugly would that be?
It doesn't blend well. I think to the that's a good thing that the Nebraska Iowa rivalry is starting to feel that way or to get to that level because you want that hatred. But with border rivals, there are often, I mean, in Omaha and in Council Bluffs, I think you'd probably see a little bit more of that.
Now, talking about that kid who committed to Iowa, what's his name? Donovan
Jones's brother.
Yeah.
Have to look up
So his brother committed to Iowa last week. With his family being on the Nebraska side, how hard would it be for them to cheer for Iowa, Bob? How hard is it for you to cheer for Iowa?
For me to cheer for Iowa?
Yeah.
It's not that hard for me. I like elements of Iowa's football program.
Well, defense wise.
Yeah, I like their defense. I like their special teams. Obviously, their offense has been a struggle, but when they get the running game going, it can be kind of fun. I like the fact that they're not like people would for years make fun of Iowa for being not being a championship or bust. They're okay with 8 or 9 wins, but it's almost like that idea or expectation doesn't hover over the program and hurt it. It's like they can fight and comfortably fight up. And so since they've done that, Kirk Ferentz has had, Butkus Award winners, cornerbacks of the year, defensive lineman of the year, like I said, running back. So, I mean, they've just kind of had it all. And then the emphasis, obviously, on punter and kicker. So there are portions of it. I like it. And like I said, I like the fact that there's a team out there that's going to routinely try to beat you 16-14. And so you got to kind of get these ugly games. A big play is a huge play in an Iowa game because you're not going to see a lot of them. So I just think they're kind of unique. And for me, I didn't grow up hating the Hawkeyes. I grew up hating Colorado and Texas and Oklahoma. So adjusting to that has been kind of interesting. And so, and when you made the switch transition to the Big Ten, I was already covering the team, and so that kind of changes from being a fan of a team to covering the team. So I don't have a hard time cheering for Iowa all that much, but they are starting to frustrate me because like every time it comes down for Nebraska in any sport, it always comes down to Nebraska and Iowa has been taking it away from the Huskers.
Well, we won it 3 years ago. I mean, how was it so easy for Mickey Joseph, who was an intern coach, with an interim defensive coordinator, as in Bill Bush, bringing Kenny Wilhite in from the recruiting room, and they was able to beat Iowa.
Yeah,
I mean, not beat them by more than a touchdown, Bob.
And a solid Iowa team. They were going to win. They were going to win the division that year if Nebraska.
How's that able to happen? And Matt Rule hasn't been able to. We're being close now. Yeah. I'm not saying that. Trying to talk about his coach style, but why haven't we been able to get over that hump the last 2 years?
I mean, part of what would help was Trey Palmer certainly helped in that game. Cooper DeJean got injured. That was a big part of that game. I think we've seen as the years have gone on how big of a deal that might have been for that game. But I don't want to put it up Iowa on this pedestal of like, how can anybody beat them? That's the frustration for Nebraska is they've been there. They generally outgain Iowa. They always have an opportunity to win the game and then kind of get in their own way. And that's how Iowa beats a lot of people. But Nebraska, that's been the recipe for Nebraska, especially going back to the Scott Frost days for years now. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't see it as like a miracle that Nebraska beat Iowa that year. It was solid. I don't want to take anything away from it. It was a big moment for, that team and certain guys in that locker room. But it should happen more often than it is. That's what's frustrating about them losing so often.
You know who beat Iowa that year? Trey Palmer.
Yeah, Trey Palmer.
Trey Palmer.
Yeah.
We need more guys like Trey Palmer.
Yeah.
That lets you know we need speed. I mean, we're good with possession receiver, but without that top flight speed, I don't know who's on that team got speed like Trey Palmer. I don't think anybody does.
No.
Have that speed like Trey Palmer to bust the top off the roof.
Well, you remember that game? You remember the Purdue game? I mean, there were certain games he was just not only a difference maker. He was the MVP of the game. Like the whole offense could work around.
How many have against Purdue? 200? Was it
like
what?
244?
Yeah,
something?
like oh my god, like
and they still
Stanley Morgan's the last person who did that, Bach. Like oh my god. So yeah, I'm just saying for us to be successful against Iowa, the players have to take a different approach to this game. Like Oklahoma week. When we did Oklahoma week, I think Coach Osborne was more fired up than anybody because he's been through that battle since 70s, Bach. Since the 70s, and all the way to 97. That's over 25 years right there, Bach. And I see why he wasn't uptight, but he wanted perfection that week. He wanted, and one thing they did to us, Bach, they watched us practice. We went to Oklahoma in 96. We got there, we got off the plane. Everybody, we wore warm-up suits then, so we didn't have to go change. So we did our walkthroughs on the field. We come through the out the tunnel. Oklahoma's players, they're up there in the stands watching us. So we didn't really do anything that, to show them anything, but it's just the way Coach Osborne was looking up there. And he didn't say a word. One of the best victories we probably ever got in Oklahoma, probably in 30 years, 50 years, 77-28. Oh, yeah. And we let them score. We let them score. I mean, the third team gave up the points.
Yeah.
Because we beat the brakes off of them early. And we tried to. And that's what Tom Osborne did so great that he didn't say a word, Bach. He knew what he wanted to do in his mind. These guys got to figure out in their mind what they want to do. Like, if you want to get over that hump, you got to change something in your preparation to be better. Maybe you need to go to bed an hour early. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't need a roommate when you go the night before the game. I don't know if they do or not. I didn't have a roommate when we stayed home games. Slept in a big bed by myself. Dreamed about what I was going to do, Bob. And you know what them dreams turned into? Reality.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that, change this whole magnitude of this team, but they personally, I think some of the players got to change some of their game day rituals to make this team get over that hump.
Well, we'll see. I mean, last year, as we know with the Iowa game, they kind of went in there without a whole lot of respect for the Hawkeyes. They weren't going to, shake hands and all that stuff. Obviously, because it didn't work, we all look back and say, that was a bad idea. But if they had won, maybe we'd have a different opinion on it. So, I think they tried different motivational tactics. I know Matt Rule said that, that wasn't, from the top on down. That was kind of maybe a player decision type of situation there. But, yeah, I mean, and what I hope so, too, is, and I was always, a 6-5 Iowa team's just as dangerous as a 9-2 one, maybe. So I don't know if I can quite get there. But I guess what I want is to beat Iowa while they still have something on the line. I think that took a little way. Wisconsin was a huge win, obviously, in a big moment, Nebraska bowl eligible and all that. But if you finally beat Wisconsin in their worst year in 25 years, right,
they're terrible.
Then it's just kind of like, did you get over the hump, or did Wisconsin finally fall below the point that you could take care of them? And it was a huge win. I mean, Nebraska, again, needed that victory as part of getting on to go to the bowl game. Wouldn't have done it last year without it. But I guess that's what I'm saying is I hope, I don't know how much Kirk Ferentz has left in the tank. I hope Nebraska can overcome that before Iowa kind of comes down to a level to where beating them isn't a huge deal.
When we talk about football, you have a big white chalkboard before you walk out every day. It's called a message board. And one thing I learned about football is that Coach Osborne did quotes from Vince Lombardi, other different sports figures. Only thing I can say about this team, instead of chasing 3 on your chalkboard, put no excuses. And you know what I mean when I say no excuses? That there's no excuse for you to have after the game when you should have won it. There's no excuses when you should have made that tackle, but you didn't. There's no excuses when the ball goes through the receiver's hands. There's no excuses when you fumble, Bock. There's no excuses when you throw touchdowns, Bock. There's no excuses when you lose by 1, Bock. There's no excuses. You should have won that. And that's one thing that these kids don't understand about how we play football. Totally different era. You know, you got to no excuses. I mean, if I mess up, take me out. Let me clear my head. If I mess up to the point where I'm endangering my team, take me out, coach. Talk to me. Tell me something. Coaches always ask you when you come off the sideline, what's the first thing you say? What they doing different? You know, coaches got to be in these kids' face. First series, come off the field, tell you, hey, the defense linebacker coach say, hey, what you seeing different that we didn't show you in practice? You got to ask those questions, Bob.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. You don't let a team, you don't wait till the 5th series of the game to ask questions. You ask these questions the first series of the game. Are these the type of coaches we got? I hope we do. Because come 30, 40, 31 days, 45, 42 days, Bob, we got questions we want to ask. We want answers.
That's right.
We don't want any excuses.
Oh, there'll be a lot of questions if Nebraska doesn't win.
Yeah. So, you know, it starts now. It starts like, Bob, you don't have time to really have a battle for positions when you start July 31st. You got a month to get ready. You got a month. This ain't pros, Bob. They don't move like that. These are college kids. They're going to make mistakes. These are coaches. They're going to make mistakes. But they got to correct themselves as they go. No, I'm done with that.
Yeah, I like that. Bada bing, by the way, getting back to it. Kind of interesting thought with the rivalry on YouTube says, Buck, if you were at the game last Black Friday like I was, you would have a really hard time rooting for Iowa. The people were drunk and aggressive toward Husker fans. Well,
now we're finna start drinking. Now we're gonna see. Now we're gonna see who fans are disgusted. I mean, not saying our fans are, but you add alcohol into the mix, Buck. I done seen people tailgating, and I done seen some rude people. Now we get the judge.
Nebraska
now we get
might go away.
Yeah. Nebraska night. Now we're at another element to this game.
He also said the Iowa rivalry felt forced at first, but now it's real. It was really toxic last year. I think it should be a night game every year. What are your thoughts about that? Well, they always position that, especially on that Black Friday, to get whatever TV slot they can get. And obviously, you want to get in with.
Would you watch Iowa? Would you just randomly watch an Iowa game?
It depends. I do it every week.
Depends who they play. Now, if they played Ohio State, I would watch it. Now, if they're playing Eastern Iowa, no, I would not watch it.
Well, it might be interesting. It might be 9-7 in the third quarter. You don't see Iowa possibly get upset.
We live in a world now, Bach, where we have more than one game to choose for. Okay, this is not 1995 or 96 when you only got ESPN and ESPN1 and ABC. That's it. Fox Sports wasn't back then in the 90s like that. We couldn't turn on FS1. We couldn't turn on the Big Ten channel. We couldn't turn on the SEC channel. We didn't have any of that. You only had 3 games and you had to watch one of them.
Yeah.
So make your choice wisely.
You got your opportunities now. Like I said, I like watching the Iowa brand of football. I like, a small amount of scoring with big, that way each field goal or big play kind of breaks out. So I do like watching their brand of football. But I want to say, kind of closes this because we started talking about Texas and we ended talking about Iowa. And that kind of tells you where the Nebraska program is right now. Because if we say, hey, Nebraska, Texas this weekend, Texas is going to be favored by 2 touchdowns. If you say Nebraska, Iowa, then it's kind of an interesting discussion.
3 points.
But, I mean, when you go back to, I don't want to say where the program has fallen, but where the program is to where, Steve Peterson making the decision to fire Solage was we can't let the conference go to Texas and Oklahoma. And then we're deciding to fire Bo Pelini is, we had to evaluate where Iowa was. And so it's just kind of interesting. Nebraska is now squarely kind of set up on the counter opposite of Iowa, who's had to win all these games in the series to make it that interesting. But there's no argument about it. The Michigan game might be interesting. I mean, there's other big time, teams that are going to come in, and obviously Nebraska's not going to lay down to them, but it just feels like we're and it's been this way for years, so it's maybe not new, but that's who you're fighting up against now is Iowa.
Yeah, it's sad but true.
Yeah.
I would never wear a split jersey. Never.
No, I don't like that.
Never.
Pick a side, even if you got two sons on
That's
one
it.
side. Yeah,
That's it.
either side.
Flip for it. Which one you wearing this week, Dad? We'll flip for it. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
All right, 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bock the Blackshirt live on a Thursday right here downtown Lincoln at 1040 O Street. We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, this weekend is the Roca Hoedown, sponsored by the Roca Tavern. Friday and Saturday night, indoor and outdoor entertainment, food trucks, and friends, all in downtown Roca. $15 cover charge with the live music starting at 4:30 p.m. We'll see you there.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, Cordell & Cordell, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68508.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. Visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers.
Tune in to live coverage of Big Ten Media Days from the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, July 22nd through 24th on 93.7 The Ticket. Join Derek Pearson, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, and Austin Orman as they bring you exclusive conversations with Big Ten coaches, players, and sports media professionals while getting you ready for the upcoming college football season. Big Ten Media Days coverage is presented by Advanced Medical Imaging, Stevenson Smith Construction, Currency, Warhorse Casino, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and League One Volleyball.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. Don't miss the 8th Annual Wing Fest on Saturday, July 26th at Haymarket Park from 5 till 8 p.m. Local restaurants will be serving wings from 5 to 7 p.m. with live music going until 8. Ice cream and beverages will also be available for purchase, and all the proceeds from the event will go to benefit students in the local community. Get your tickets today at wingfestlincoln.com and make sure you attend the 8th Annual Wing Fest at Haymarket Park on July 26th.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
and electrical.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt. We are powered
By
Bauer.
infrastructure,
Bauer.
underground,
Brad.
excavating.
All righty. Now, before we hop on the next topic, I got a story I'm going to tell y'all. I never told this story, not even when the captain was on. I had a friend that went to junior college with me. His name was William Barnes. He was a running back. Texas sent him there. We left at the same time. He went back to Texas. I come to Nebraska. No, the next year after, Bob. So this will be 96. He played a year in JUCO without me, and he went back to Texas.
Okay.
So me and him stayed in touch, and I just get a phone call in the middle of the season, just probably like October, November, and it was him, Will. And I heard somebody in the background just talking. Say, hey, you tell him I'm gonna run him over. I'm gonna do this. I said, man, who is that in the background? It was James Brown.
Texas James Brown.
Texas James Brown. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We was on the phone, Vox, for about 15 minutes arguing. Till I finally told James that if I catch you good, I'm gonna break your back. That's football terms for I'm gonna kill you, Bob, if I hit you. So, me and him, and I never got a chance to do it, Bob, because I guarantee you, if we'd have played Texas with me, we'd have won that game. I would have turned that game out. Texas was not on the level of the Black Shirts when we all was there.
Yeah.
So first of all, I just want to let get that out, Bob.
Now they were there is talk too about that game. There's a lot of flu going around the locker room.
No. If you got beat, Bob, I don't care.
You don't like to go back to that?
No, I mean, you still can play football. Flu is the flu. Football is football. There's no excuse. Even so, if you play the national championship game and everybody got the flu, you gonna use that as an excuse? Probably are, but who knows? So
yeah, I mean, obviously it can factor in if players are being held out, but kind of is what it is. For those again that maybe don't remember the story that year, is Texas did beat Nebraska 37-27 in the Big 12 championship game, pretty much preventing them from attempting any chance at a three-peat as Nebraska went into that game. The number 3 team in the country in Texas was unranked, but so it's a nightmare for a lot of Husker fans when you say James Brown. That was kind of what I thought of, but would have been nice to see you get out there and have a chance to tackle him.
All right, Bob. I'm gonna stay on the same level of football. Let's go to one of the pictures I'll tell you about. Pick one of these 6. Now, I got 6 running backs, Bob. Pick the 2 best in their prime.
Okay.
Now this got a Husker and a horns down guy in it.
Okay, yeah.
So, but you pick 2 of these
guys. Is
guys.
this in college or pro? Just
pro.
Pro, okay.
So you pick 2 of these guys in their prime. There's 6 of them. I'm going to give you a choice. Terrell Davis in his prime.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Tiki Barber.
Okay.
In his prime. Amon Green
Oh, there we go.
in his prime. Warwick Dunn in his prime. Ricky Williams in his prime. Jerome Bettis in his prime. Out of those 6 guys, Terrell Davis, Tiki Barber, Amon Green, DeBus, Ricky Williams, and Dunn, which 2 would you go with in their prime, Bock? I'm talking about running you over, stiff arming you, 1,500 yards plus guys. It's a hard choice.
Yeah, I'm a little biased because of the Amon Green factor, not just because we work with him, but because I grew up. I mean, his career was one of my favorite to follow. So it'd be hard to turn against.
Now,
Amon.
if you had to rank these in order, it'd be hard.
I would tell you though, without a doubt, of all those names, Terrell Davis stands out. Yeah,
Terrell Davis be number 1.
He had a short span as a prime,
2,000 yards,
but he was incredible for 2 or 3 years there. Yeah.
So if I had to pick 2, I want 2 different styles. I want a slasher and I want a power runner. I go Warwick Dunn and Amon Green.
So you would turn down Terrell Davis then?
Yeah. I got Amon Green. I don't need that 2 types of backs like that. I need something different and something that can scat.
Yeah, it's interesting because I mean Jerome Bettis, obviously the bus. I think about him, but he actually averaged 3.9 yards per carry throughout his career. So he was kind of the 4 yards, 3 yards they call 3-4 yards in a cloud of dust. That was kind of his deal. Now that's not to say he didn't get, I don't know, like 7,000-8,000 yard seasons. So he kind of stands out to me as another name that might be up there, maybe behind Terrell Davis. So those would probably be the 2. But if I had to take one, obviously it'd be Amon would be up there. And like I said, I mean, I could not turn down Terrell Davis.
Yeah, if Amon don't send my jersey in the next month, I would never pick him again.
Then he's number 6 on the list. Yeah.
So then he's back to 6. So if I had to rank these guys, probably Terrell Davis, DeBus. It's a toss up with Amon and Warwick Dunn for 3 for me.
Yeah, Warwick Dunn was a heck of a player.
Yeah, I'll give it to Warwick because of his ability to catch out the backfield. Then Amon. So I put Amon 4th. I go TD, DeBus, Warwick Dunn, Amon, Tiki Barber, Ricky Williams.
Yeah.
Ricky Williams didn't do enough in the NFL for me. He smoked himself out.
Yeah. Ricky Williams in college, you're talking about completely
different
story. Yeah. And then they did remember they kind of started the Wildcat down there with Ricky Williams as well. So, I mean, he kind of had an evolution of the game, if you will, on his side. But yeah, he's and there was like a year or 2 where he was that guy. So if you actually say, if you're kind of taking him at their top, he's got an argument. I don't think he probably quite fits in.
Yeah. All right, Bock. Last one before we go to break. Is Levant David the most underrated linebacker in the NFL, Bock, when it comes to ranking him? He's number 96 this year. And this is voted by players themselves. Is he the most underrated linebacker you think in NFL history?
Oh, without a doubt. And somehow, like he's always number 96 or something, 95, 92, whatever on these lists. But he has been for 10 years now. At some point, you would think that the respect level would go up, but you still kind of look at him. He's got all these accolades, and that his career statistics are adding up to just being, Bucks franchise record for tackles for loss, assisted tackles in a season, tackles for loss in a career, most tackles for loss in a season, fumble recoveries in a season. He's getting up there in the all-time tacklers list. Yet he only has two Pro Bowl selections. Excuse me. So one Pro Bowl selection. Yeah, that's still crazy to believe. And then 2 All-Pro selections. I don't even know how you get All-Pro selections over Pro Bowl selections. More often than not. So that's crazy. I think it's crazy because he's going to go throughout that. I don't know how many guys are going to make the NFL Hall of Fame with 1 Pro Bowl. I don't know if he'll get elected in these last few years. But the rest of everything else on his resume says NFL Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Well, Kip asked, "Is this linebackers only or defensive players?" No, this is 100 players in the NFL. This is top 100. They put him at 96.
Yeah.
So this is not a defensive thing. This is an offensive thing. I love Levant Davis. I love the way he played. Yeah, I think he's awesome to be still play at a high level and probably in his 13th year, 14th year.
Yeah. Do you think now Ndamukong Suh retired officially the other day? Levante David, obviously the most notable former Husker in the league. Who do you think's behind that? Would it be a Cam Jurgens, a Cam Taylor Britt, somebody else
Playing right now?
Yeah, playing right now.
Probably Cam Jurgens.
Yeah.
Probably Cam Jurgens, then Cam Britt Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to understand, Jurgens just got a massive raise and made it to the Pro Bowl. So you lose a guy like Travis Kelce, brother, who was the center for that team for years, and you think you lose a beat when you lose a guy like that. Cam Jurgens picked right back up on pace and made the Pro Bowl. Now he's got a stadium named after him in where's he from? Beatrice, right down the street, and things like that. So, but I love Levante David. I think he's not a first round Hall of Famer, but I think he'll get in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care to get that phone call or that knock on the door. It's worth the wait. Guys waited a long time for that. Eric Allen getting into it this year. Seen his somebody knocked on his door with the yellow jacket. But as long as Levante keep playing, hey, I'm happy with it. He's a good guy.
Absolutely.
All right, take us out, Buck.
All right, you listen to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. I'm Jake Bockoven. He is the Husker Hall of Famer and All-American, and just so happens to be the leading tackler on the greatest team of all time, your 95 Huskers. We'll be back after this.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Tune in to live coverage of Big Ten Media Days from the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, July 22nd through 24th on 93.7 The Ticket. Join Derek Pearson, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, and Austin Orman as they bring you exclusive conversations with Big Ten coaches, players, and sports media professionals while getting you ready for the upcoming college football season. Big Ten Media Days coverage is presented by Advanced Medical Imaging, Stevenson Smith Construction, Currency, Warhorse Casino, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and League One Volleyball.
Midwest Bank is now hiring in Lincoln. They have multiple banking positions open and are looking for dynamic individuals passionate about helping others and building relationships. With a family-friendly culture, competitive benefits, and unique perks, Midwest Bank is a great place to start a new career. Apply today at midwest.bank. Midwest Bank is an equal opportunity employer, member FDIC.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, Cordell & Cordell, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68508.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
Hey, I don't want to hate on Joe Burrow. He's clearly in this tier. I think he's the bottom of this tier. I would go Allen Jackson and then Burrow.
You should be a politician. Just convince
You know what I'm saying? You see what he did?
Yeah, he didn't have
He do it all the time, Stricky, man.
Keep going, Jay.
No,
You're speaking my language.
stop
You're
it.
speaking my language. Come on.
You didn't let him get you, Jay. I can't believe you let him get you again. God,
Every weekday from 3 to 5 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here. I seen one earlier, Bock, that I love. Somebody called us the B Squad. I don't know who said it, but it was a good one. The B Squad.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
I think it was 47, 46. Oh, yeah, there you go. The B Squad. Go Big Red. Old Dad said Bock loves defensive games, it sounds like.
Absolutely, I do.
95331 says, nope, Texas is the worst. Robbie in Iowa says, absolutely not. Horns down. Always I do have a house divided flag in my yard. Huskers, Iowa.
Oh, he does have that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we call him Robbie from Iowa.
I'm interested. Well, yeah, at least he's got the Nebraska flag or representation in Iowa. But I want to hear more about that.
So here's another one right here. 3027 says neighbors fly split Nebraska Texas flag. It's disgusting.
Oh wow, yeah.
LOL.
Those colors just don't mesh.
Would I do a split Georgia Tech Georgia flag? No, I don't even like Georgia Tech. I would cheer for Georgia Tech just because they're in Georgia, but Georgia is the king of Georgia sports. It's like Alabama and Auburn. You got to pick one. Yeah. And my cousin likes Auburn. I said, hey man, how do you like Auburn? It's like 3 of my cousins like Auburn. Like, how do you go over Auburn over Alabama? That just doesn't fit right. If you've been on Auburn campus, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, at least they're not just the bandwagon fans.
Eric says, have you given Euler son a chance yet? Nope. Not the spring game. I'm trying to win every game there, Eric. I have to play to win. I'm not playing favoritism or nepotism to play with somebody just because I know their son. I want to win the game.
Yeah, I don't know if he's on the game or how he's ranked, but I don't think it's at the highest.
Yeah, I have to check today. I'll check today and see what it really is. What do he say? Gus Mohawk. Texas not permitted by the FCC. That's John and Cortland. All right, Bock, what you got next for us, Bock? What you got coming up?
Well, there's a lot of interesting things going on at this time. One thing I did want to mention was the extension for a lot of coaches in Nebraska's program that we saw. Troy Danon announced 4 head coaches have signed contract extensions, and looks to be pretty good for the Husker programs moving forward. As we know, the Husker athletic department as a whole did better than they did in like decades or something like that. I mean, it was close to that. In how they performed in the overall athletic department. So as we look at it, men's gymnastics extends Chuck Chamelka through 2028. Paul Klempa in bowling is extended now through 2029. Justin St. Clair in track and field is now extended through 2030. And Rhonda Ravel of softball now extended through 2030 as well. So obviously we all wait for the football team to kind of carry its weight and really when they do that, obviously you can shine a brighter light on the Nebraska
only thing holding us
as
down.
a whole. But yeah, I mean, a lot of these other sports are doing well enough. You want to lock them in.
Yeah. You know what makes me funny is that we as a coaching staff or a university should go talk to these teams that's been down and was able to get back up, because it seems like we've been down and down and down and down and down for 30 years now. I mean, it amazes me that how a team like Texas can go from good to bad, all the way back up. Teams like Georgia stayed in the middle, now dominated. Teams like Alabama, well, that's Nick Saban.
Yeah.
But you got to ask. I think it's time to ask those questions, or go be to a clinic that they have and ask that question, like, how do you get your football program back on track?
Yeah, and it's interesting because I mean, I think it does. I mean, we talk about the fishbowl that is Lincoln, Nebraska, the care factor that's here in Lincoln, and sometimes I think that maybe can hinder a team when it's struggling. And I don't think that necessarily is an indictment on the program. It's just, sometimes, I've heard guys say when adversity kind of struck, they weren't able to get rally the team back together. And with, a media market, not market size, but just a market of that overlords and stands on top of Nebraska football and expects the most out of them, you can kind of see where that happens. That's, again, my comparison to Iowa football. I think they might be better suited to be able to kind of fight through that, because there's not all these large expectations of winning championships and being like the 90s coming back down on them. But again, that doesn't mean that Nebraska should change the way they are. You just need to get the right coach back in place. I would hate for the care factor for Nebraska to die down to a point that we don't, that pressure isn't there. So it's kind of interesting. And again, I go through it. They just haven't made the right hires. They haven't had the right people in charge for the longest time. I don't necessarily like throwing Bo Pelini's tenure in there with the rest of the tenures, because same with Frank Soldier. I mean, those are kind of different levels of success you're talking about. But even including Soldier and Pelini, how many Cornhusker hires have turned out better leaving than they did coming in since Tom Osborne left? The answer is none. And that can tell you why, part of the struggle is you're not getting the right guy in charge.
Yeah. So you mean to tell me that a hiring firm that we do hire sometimes, they pick Mike Riley?
I think I have to go back and remember, because sometimes we do hiring firms. I think Icor's basically selected Mike Riley by himself.
Baddest one. Yeah. Like when I'm saying, I don't want to be one of those fly by night schools like a TCU, like a SMU. Or even a Indiana, because you got to show me more than once.
Yeah.
So, and that's not saying that I'll be disappointed in an 8-5 season. No, I'll be happy for us to win 8 games. But I want that ladder I want us to step up higher on that ladder each year.
Yeah.
If we win 8, we got to win 9. We win 9, we got to win 10. You win 10, you got to win 11. You got to keep going up. You can't keep going down. We're falling in that side. It's like we get to a point on the ladder and there's no more steps to go up.
Well,
do we go down or we stay right there?
Well, hopefully they don't go down anymore for Nebraska football, because again, when I started covering the team in 20, at the end of the Pelini era, I remember talking to folks and people in specific that would tell you, I don't want to come off of this 9-win purge. This is what I want to expect at Nebraska. No worse than that. And a big part of that is Tom Osborne won 9 or more games every year he was the coach for 25 years, kind of built up that expectation. And through that time, the only one to have failed to reach that was Bill Callahan. So it was like, okay, well, Bill Callahan, there must be something wrong with that guy. It's not our school. There's something wrong with that guy that he couldn't get to 9 wins year in and year out. And then, as we've seen since then, I don't know. And I wonder what the expectation has fallen, because we've talked about it over the last several years. I could see it. And as I talk through it, some people still get upset when they say, well, Nebraska should never be less than a 9-win program. But that thought has kind of dissipated, I think, a lot throughout the Husker Football Foundation. How could it not, after watching a decade of not only not reaching 9 wins, but not even becoming, remotely close, mostly battling for 6 wins. So it's interesting. And I'm also very interested the next time Nebraska hits 9 wins or that kind of level, what's the expectation then? Once you win 9 games, if you win, 7 another year, is that going to be the end of the world again? Or is there going to be more understanding that 9 wins, as I've said for a long time, is not a birthright in the state of Nebraska?
Are we comfortable with 9-3 for the next 20 years? Are we?
I think at a certain point you'd get frustrated again.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Solich. That's what happened with Pelini.
Yeah.
Particularly with Pelini, yeah.
Well, Bo had other issues, but, every coach has issues. But
well, issues can be taken away if you win 11 or 12.
All right, this is Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're done with the first hour. We'll be right back.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Are kids better off in an intact family? You bet they are. This is Joe Cordell of the domestic litigation firm Cordell & Cordell. Kids living in a household with married parents do better in school, they're emotionally healthier, and they're more likely to stay out of trouble with the law. If you're in a troubled marriage, of course you should do everything you can to save your marriage, if only for your kids' sake. This includes considering alternatives to divorce. Of course, in some circumstances, divorce is unavoidable. In either case, if you're a man facing a crisis in your marriage, let us help you at Cordell & Cordell. Remember, we're the partner men can count on.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Contact the domestic litigation firm of Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln, Cordell & Cordell, 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska, 68508.
An exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
While folks love all of Hog Wild's award-winning barbecue options, many have a real soft spot for the Carolina pulled pork sandwich. Hog Wild serves their tender, slow-smoked pulled pork on a soft bun and piles it high with tangy coleslaw. There's nothing else on the menu like it. The added bonus? You get to have a side dish like curly fries or baked beans. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bock the Blackshirt here on your 1 to 3 hours on The Ticket. Everybody in Ticket Land, just hold on to your seats because me and Bock is finna do it again. Bock, I got a list of the GOATs of every NBA basketball team. And the only reason I wanted to do this, Bock, because I knew you were a basketball guy. And I don't agree with some of them on this list. I really don't. Because it kind of shocked me when I looked at the list. And when I went to the Atlanta Hawks, there was nobody I really knew who was that guy. Now, Bock, you got the list?
Yeah, I got a list in front of me.
All right, let's go to Atlanta Hawks. Who is that guy?
Dominique Wilkins.
No. They have Bob Pettit.
Okay, yeah, going a little bit more old school.
Pettit.
Yeah, Pettit. I would have thought Dominique Wilkins would be the top.
Me too. I would too. I mean, that's one reason because he was a human highlight film, and he led Atlanta to a point where he I think I don't know if Dominique only played for the Hawks. I think he at the end of his career he
left after the end of his career, but
yeah. But top accolades that Bob has: one-time champion, which the Hawks never have. Probably in the what is that? The CBA.
Yeah, ABA, whatever.
ABA, two-time MVP, one-time 11-time NBA, All NBA, 11-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, 2 scoring titles. Total seasons in Atlanta is 11. Overall top 100, he ranks 38. They say Dominique deserves a shout out too.
Yeah, so they had overall rankings. They have Bob Pettit at 38th and Wilkins at 50.
Nah, I'm still going Dominique.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah. All right, Boston Celtics. You're a Boston Celtics. Who would you pick as the all-time GOAT of Boston?
Yeah, it's interesting because there's a pretty good two-way battle here. Just kind of the different areas you want to go through, either Bill Russell or Larry Bird. And I think Bill Russell, who coached and won championships there, would probably be my pick. But remember, the game was was way more popular by the time Bird and Magic got it going in the 80s there. So you've got an argument. I'd probably lean toward Bill Russell.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you're right about that. Brooklyn Nets. Jason Kidd, you agree with that one?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on like what level of Brooklyn you're talking about, or if you want to go if you go all time in the Nets, Dr. J probably has a pretty good argument.
He's a Sixer.
But yeah, I mean, but he did play for the Nets as well.
Well, they're probably gonna have him as a Sixer though.
Yeah, they might. So Jason Kidd's a good argument. On those teams with Vince Carter and Richard Jefferson, didn't quite win a championship, but was close. Made it to the finals.
Well, if you really want the Vince Carter, do you want the Vince Carter of the Toronto Raptors, or you want the Vince Carter or the New Jersey? Which one played better? I say the Vince of Toronto.
Yeah.
If you know basketball.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Buck. Sometimes I can pick your brain in basketball. All right, who's next on this list? Charlotte Hornets. Grandmama or Alonzo?
Yeah, that's not bad. Either way. Yeah, I don't that's a tough one. I think because you almost think of Grandmama Larry Johnson as only, unless you're talking about his UNLV days, that's kind of the pro team. He had some
Kemba
success
Walker?
with the Knicks. I would say Alonzo, the more I kind of speak around with it.
All right.
Think around of it.
Doom 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 doom. Who else uses that music?
That sounds like serious. That sounds like the Chicago Bulls use that.
All right. Who's the Chicago Bulls? We already know this.
That was not too hard, yeah.
Yeah, MJ. The one whose shoes I wear most of the time. All right, next we got Cleveland Cavaliers. Larry Nance?
Oh, come on. LeBron's the Larry Nance. Mark Price.
All right. Who's next? Dallas Mavericks.
It's got to be Dirk.
Dirk, you're right. That's Dirk.
Yeah.
Bob, you know your basketball. Let's see. Denver Nuggets. Mark Jackson.
Maybe Mutombo might have had a year at one time.
No.
Yeah, Alex English. But I think now Jokic has taken over that mantle. Yeah,
you're right, Bob. You're right. I want some harder ones because you're teasing. Detroit Pistons. Oh my God, this is so easy.
Yeah, Isaiah.
Yeah, the GOAT for every team. Everybody, if you're just not joining us on 93.7 tickets, go to State.
That's easy too, Chef Curry.
Yeah. Houston Rockets. Charles Barkley.
That's an interesting one.
No, King Elijah won.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't go that route. The dream.
All right. Indiana Pacers.
It's got to be Reggie.
Reggie.
Yeah.
You're right.
Now, if Halliburton would have won, if they stayed healthy, maybe won that title, does that put him in? Does he take over for Reggie?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Pacers
never won a title.
Probably.
Yeah.
He would have been the GOAT of New York. All right. Los Angeles Clippers.
Blake Griffin. I don't know who they would put on the
Chris
GOAT.
Paul.
Chris Paul. Yeah. It's just an era of a team that should have, and we talked about it for years, could have maybe, pass that mantle. And it wasn't just the big three they had in Chris Paul and obviously DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin. They always had a team surrounding them. They just never could quite even punch their ticket to the finals.
All right. Los Angeles Lakers.
There's about 10 guys that would be the all-time GOAT for any other team. But that one, I think you got to go Magic.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay, Kareem. Fair enough.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Zach Randolph.
Paul Gasol.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would get an argument there.
Miami Heat.
Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No LeBron.
No. Well, he won one without LeBron.
Milwaukee Bucks.
I think Giannis is the guy now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Giannis has got to be it.
Weak list, Bob. Minnesota Timberwolves.
KG?
You're right.
Yeah.
The GOAT for every team. New Orleans Pelicans.
Anthony Davis?
I don't know how he made it, but he did.
Yeah. Well, it's a newer franchise.
Yeah.
Zion has
New York Knicks.
Patrick Ewing.
Yep, you're right on that one. Ding, 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 ding. Oklahoma City Thunder.
Ooh, SGA now.
Yeah, it will be, but now till they make it again is Kevin Durant.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have even seen them doing Russell Westbrook over him.
Let me see what they say in the. Well, they're trying to say Gary Payton.
So they're including the Sonics because they did move from the Sonics.
Russell Westbrook.
Sean Kemp.
Yeah, that's all they got. Okay. Yeah. Orlando Magic.
It's either Shaq or Dwight.
Dwight Howard.
Penny got hurt too early, yeah.
I don't see how they picked Dwight over Shaq.
Yeah, I think he played a few more years there.
Philadelphia 76ers.
That's what he told me Dr. J said.
Yep,
yeah.
Julius Erving.
Fair enough. Allen Iverson has quite an argument.
Yeah. Phoenix Sun.
Is this where Barkley?
Steve Nash.
Steve Nash. Yeah, that's a bet. Yeah, better pick. I sorry to Steve Nash. That's
Portland Trail Blazers.
The Jailblazers, huh?
Yeah.
Clyde.
Clyde the Glide.
Drexler, yeah.
Sacramento Kings.
Somebody had an opinion on them already on the text line, or where would can't see what that went. Somebody had a comment on that on the Kings.
Might be John. Let me see.
It was 2312. Said Oscar Robertson for the Kings. That's probably
Oscar Robertson.
As good a pick as you can get. Yeah.
Yeah, he probably got this article. Let's see who's next. San Antonio Spurs.
That's easy. Tim Duncan.
Yeah, which I don't know. You could go David Robinson too, though.
David Robinson definitely was the face of the Spurs when Duncan got there, but my goodness, five titles. Tough to argue Duncan.
How many did David Robinson have?
I think he was there for
2?
either 1 or 2, yeah.
Okay.
But it was, again, by then it was a Duncan-led team.
All right.
Twin Towers down there.
It clicked off Miami Heat. Which one we left off on?
The Spurs. We're probably getting closer to the end.
New Orleans. Okay.
Probably Toronto, maybe?
I'm trying to find it. Oklahoma City. Nope. It clicked off in Orlando Magics. Philadelphia. So we were, Portland Trailblazers. It was Clyde.
Yeah. So then we did the Kings.
Sacramento, Austin
Spurs.
King. Yep. So here we go right here. We're back on track. Tim Duncan. Like I said, I think Toronto Raptors.
That's an interesting one because you could have a lot of different arguments. Kawhi was there a year but brought a title. Vince Carter was there for a long period of time. We talked about him. I'd probably go Vince Carter. I wouldn't be surprised if they have DeMar DeRozan or Kyle Lowry listed either.
Vince Carter.
They got Vince Carter. Good.
Yeah.
That's what I would lean toward.
Next one, the Utah Jazz.
Well, you got to pick between your pick and roll there. How are you defending
John
it?
Stockton or Karl Malone?
Yeah.
Karl Malone.
I'd go Stockton.
I go Malone.
Stockton has.
I can tell you this. I was a fan of Utah's.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the only black guy you know that cheered against Michael Jordan when they played Utah.
Yeah, you and Bill Russell.
Yeah, I used to play with them on what was that, NBA Live?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played with them on that. Like that was my team, Utah. All right, the last one, Washington Wizards.
That's a tough one too.
This is gonna shock your mind.
Well, I was gonna say DP's gonna get on me if I say the wrong answer with this Washington team because I think they did win like in '79 or something like that. I can't think of any. I mean, I could throw out a John Wall or something like that from recent, but I don't. That's a tough one.
Evan Hayes.
Evan Hayes. Okay.
Let me see what year he was there. He played a total of 9 seasons. 1-time champion, 8-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, 2-time All-Defense, 1-time rebound champion. He's ranked 47. He wore number no. Yeah, he's ranked numbers 47 overall.
Yeah, fair enough. Elvin Hayes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, they did win that championship in '78.
Yeah, so he 72 he was there. That's when he arrived in 72.
Okay.
All right, that's it for that one, Buck.
Yeah, I like it.
Now, I got another story before we go to break. Jaden Daniels. He walked Juju. What's her name? Juju Watkins out for her massive birthday party. Seems like they're a couple now, ain't it, Buck?
As long as his mom will allow it.
Yeah. Only reason I put it there, Buck, because when we watched that clip that time, they was at a basketball game, and his mom sat in the middle of them. And now probably, what, 6, 7, 8 a year later?
Yeah.
He's walking her out to her party.
Well, good for them. You like to see especially a young power couple. That's quite powerful. The best women's basketball player in college right now, and of course the hottest young quarterback in the NFL. That'll be fun. Did you see it was confirmed too that Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson are a couple? So we're seeing some new power couples get together here.
That's not a power couple.
You don't think that's a power couple?
Mm-mm.
Klay Thompson's turned down some women over the years for his dog, Megan Thee Stallion, although his dog passed away. So I was going to make a joke, but I think his dog passed away. But
when I don't want to sound like a hater though, Bob, but Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion does not make a Mitchell match.
Why is that?
2 totally different, opposite people.
It feels that way.
It is that way.
Seems like a strange couple to me, but they seem to be getting along.
You know the guy she went with? Troy Lane, Moneybag Yo. Who else?
You're not speaking my language anymore. I have no clue who you're talking about.
Yeah. So you don't know who Moneybag Yo is. So
No.
she used to go with him. So she used to date him. Probably some other people, but I don't know. I don't know who all Klay dated. But
well, I don't see what the wrong rappers and ballers. That's a good dating pool.
that's like when you say Sharon Osbourne and Ozzy. They odd couple.
Sometimes the odd couple works though. For a longest time, a lot of people think you got to find somebody that has all the similarities as you. That doesn't always work. Sometimes you need somebody with some differences that can balance you out.
You're right. For me, I don't know. I'm not looking for anything. I'm cool with what I got now. So,
well, yeah. good way. You're starting to think about something, but
yeah, you're right. Taking a break.
You don't want to go too far into that.
No. We're gonna.
We're very happy with what we got now.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a quick break here on Bock and the Blackshirt. We'll be back with more here on 93.7 The Ticket.
While folks love all of Hog Wild's award-winning barbecue options, many have a real soft spot for the Carolina pulled pork sandwich. Hog Wild serves their tender, slow-smoked pulled pork on a soft bun and piles it high with tangy coleslaw. There's nothing else on the menu like it. The added bonus? You get to have a side dish like curly fries or baked beans. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Tune in to live coverage of Big Ten Media Days from the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, July 22nd through 24th on 93.7 The Ticket. Join Derek Pearson, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, and Austin Orman as they bring you exclusive conversations with Big Ten coaches, players, and sports media professionals while getting you ready for the upcoming college football season. Big Ten Media Days coverage is presented by Advanced Medical Imaging, Stevenson Smith Construction, Currency, Warhorse Casino, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and League One Volleyball.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Hi folks. The weather is for sure heating up, and Coppell Chevrolet GMC is following suit. The discounts are really as good as they've ever been. $14,500 off list price, or 0% financing on select new models. Folks, you heard that right. Smoking hot deals at Coppell. $14,500 off list price, or 0% APR. So take that short drive down 144th Street or at koppelcars.com. STK number G269520. All deals with trade-in and approved credit.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. This is Bock the Blackshirt. It is that time of day for Bock 101. But before Bock gets started, me and Bock got some exciting news. We're going to extend this fight song madness and have it like what we call it, Bock. We're going to do every school fight song. The next week we might go Big 10, Big 12, or the SEC. But we're going to continue this trend till we damn near play every school fight song that we can find online.
And then we'll be ready for college football. I think we can do it
by
up
that
till
time,
college
we'll be ready for college football. And plus, I like it, Bock.
Yeah, you like to hear the fight.
Some of them are not the best.
No.
But I like it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump in. Let's get to a fight song. We're going to do we are down to the final four teams of the previews for my Bock 101, the Big Ten previews, as we lead up to Big Ten Media Day, which, reminder, will be the 22nd, start on the 22nd, which is next Tuesday, and we'll be live out there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Not this show specifically, but during this time slot, as Nick Sainer and Austin Orman and Jay Foreman and DP head out to Vegas. So, reminder there, tune in to 93.7 The Ticket for your Big Ten Media Day coverage. But as we get there, let's continue to preview the teams and have fun with the fight song. Let's start with Penn State. Here's Penn State's fight song, of course, entering as one of the favorites across college football. They've got a dynamic offense, so you might hear this fight song quite a bit if you turn it into a Nittany Lions game. I love it. There's Penn State's fight song. I've got to admit, this is one of my favorites. I love how they slow down right before getting right back
I
into
like
it
that
there.
one,
Yeah,
Bob.
you like that one?
I like that one.
It's upbeat, it's exciting.
I will give it a 9, Bob.
A 9?
It might be the best one in the Big Ten.
You love the Penn State fight
it
song.
starts off fast and then it slows down a little bit, but I love it. That's probably I can dance to that. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I like it, Bob.
Yeah.
I was going to say play it again.
Now we can play it again while I talk about it. It's exciting. This is the first one that gets the play it again treatment, I think, from Terrell Farley. So we'll go through that. We go through your scores off the text line as well. Eric says it's a terrible fight song, so he didn't like it too much. 6732 says 7 out of 10 stars. Bill and Bennett gives it a 3. And Old Dad 34 says Penn State fight song is a 6.5 in my opinion. James Franklin will be entering his 12th season with Penn State. He's 101-42. They're 13-3 last season, obviously. And sorry, just pausing for dramatic effect. The offensive coordinator, Andy Kotelnicki, enters his second year. Remember, he's the former Kansas offensive coordinator that came over to Penn State last year. But, of course, the big news in town is D.C. Jim Knowles comes over from Ohio State, where he helped them win a national championship. Penn State was just excited this offseason. They're being able to bring in so many of their returning production back. So they have more returning starters than most teams we've previewed here. 15 returning starters for the Nittany Lions, 7 on offense, 6 on defense, and a kicker and a punter. Drew Aller, of course, their quarterback, threw for 3,327 yards and 24 touchdowns, for Penn State last season. However, struggled in some of their bigger games against Ohio State and Notre Dame. The 2 games they actually did lose was Oregon and Notre Dame, but he did struggle against some of the better competition. So we'll have to see if he can step up his game in that way. We all know about the running backs Nick Singleton and Katron Allen, make probably the best 1-2 punch in the country. To help that, they have 4 returning starters on the offensive line, led by Vega Ioane and Nick Dawkins, who are thought to be maybe Penn State's best offensive line that they've had in some time coming up. Wide receiver was a big problem last year as Tyler Warren, the tight end, had to do a lot of the pass catching. They're going to have trouble replacing Tyler Warren. They don't have a clear choice in as far as that goes, so we'll kind of see how that comes out. But their wide receiver additions, including Trevor Pena from Syracuse, Devontae Ross, who their offensive coordinator says has elite change of direction coming from Troy, and a kid, Kyron Hudson from USC, who their offensive coordinator says has elite ball skills. So they expect a lot more out of the wide receiver unit this year. Probably a lot less out of the tight end position, but such you have to make that trade. On defense, they'll continue to use mostly the 4-2-5 alignment under Knowles. Remember, Tom Allen was their defensive coordinator last year. He was hired away this offseason by Clemson. They do return 6 starters on the defensive side, but they did lose 4 NFL draft picks, including Abdul Carter. Defensive end Dennis Sutton is expected to maybe take Abdul Carter's spot as the lead pass rusher. He had 8.5 sacks last year. Him along with Zane Durant at defensive tackle and cornerback A.J. Harris, all maybe arguably all Americans, are going to be fighting up there for that. Noel describes the defensive backs, by the way, as aggressive and talented. So he's looking forward to working with them. Kind of interesting today. It's a bit of a connection here between Ohio State and Penn State. As great as their offense and defense and just overall team talent are, their special teams are a little less spectacular. They were not great in the return game, and their coverage was kind of shaky last year. So they're gonna have to do better than that. Ryan Baker did end up 15 of 18 at kicker, and their punter averaged 42.8 yards per punt. Interesting, if you look at their schedule this year, like I said, it's been the program's problems. They can't get over the Ohio State and Michigan hump. And now, of course, that might kind of change to Ohio State and Oregon, where the 2 teams they lost to last year did not play Michigan for what it's worth, and will not play Michigan this year either. But you look at their schedule, they open up Big Ten play September 27th with Oregon coming to town. That is going to be a huge game. But you look at some of their other schedule, it's kind of difficult. At Iowa, at Ohio State will be a big one. Indiana on the schedule, if they can return to being a college football playoff team. And as we know, Nebraska will be there November 22nd. But as opposed to Nebraska in kind of leading up, both Ohio State and Penn State, actually, as I jump ahead a little bit with Ohio State here, looking at their schedules, their Novembers aren't all that difficult. Other than Nebraska, like I said, they have Indiana there. But in their final 3 games, at Michigan State, Nebraska, and at Rutgers. So if they can kind of get through the thick of it early and mid-season through the Big Ten, Penn State should be well-positioned to make another run at a championship game. Remember, they were the Final 4 last year before losing the Orange Bowl 27-24. They're just a few points away from going to the championship game. You look at last year's scoring offense, 33.1 points per game, 28th in the country. The rushing offense, 202 yards per game. Man, I'd take that. 17th in the country, 228 yards passing per game. That was 66th for a total offense of 430 yards per game, which was 26th in the country. As in any stalwart Big Ten team, we know their defense was also pretty darn good. Scoring-wise, 16.5 points per game. That was good for 8th in the country. Only gave up 102 yards per game on the ground. That was 9th in the country. 193 yards in the air. That was 31st in the country for a total defense of 295 yards per game. 7th in the country. Big deal for them last year as well. Plus 11 in the turnover margin, which ranked in the top 25 for Penn State as well. Now, I've seen it. I think Colin Cowherd predicted Penn State, Texas as the championship game. This magazine I got right in front of me has Penn State as number 2 in the nation. Terrell, what are you thinking for Penn State this year? Can they live up to the expectation?
Well, they got to get over that hump. Great team, probably one of the best Penn State team since '95 when they had Kajana Carter and that squad. All around great offense. Has a lot of work to do on defense, but still has another great defensive end like the one they had last year, who went number 2 in the draft. So Nebraska has to really strap up and put on their big boy pants when they go down to Oregon, because playing in front of 100 and some thousand people is something I never was able to accomplish or see in person, but just listening to 100,000 people cheer is going to be nerve-wracking for Nebraska. Now, can we go down there and beat them? Bock, I don't know. Well, I'll give you that. I'll give you that thought in when we go to them. Week what?
Oh man, it's well down
Week
the
10.
line. Yeah, it's the 11th game on their schedule, and they're in 22nd.
Yeah, so I don't know. I have to see how Nebraska's playing. If we're like 9-1, 10-1 when we go there, Bock, I'll give Nebraska a shot. But right now, just on paper, you can't, because they, Drew Aller, the 2 running backs, it's just James Franklin plays a big role in this, just being the head coach. Can he get over the hump? We have to see this, and I don't know. I think this is their best shot right here, and if they don't do it this year, they'll never get it done.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. Remember, they did have some games that were closer than maybe what people would expect throughout the season last year. So as we kind of put them on the high horse, I think they're a little bit more prone to an upset than maybe we've seen, from some of the top things we think about Ohio State usually. That Illinois game, 21-7, was closer than that sounded like last year. They also had a 33-30 overtime win against USC, if you remember, a 26-25 victory, barely getting by Minnesota. So there were a couple close games there last year. I don't necessarily put them as on high a pedestal as many of the others in the country do, but I do like this part of the song. So there we go. That'll do it for Penn State's preview.
I might play with them next season just to play with their theme song. If I can't get Nebraska into the playoffs, they're going to switch teams.
Fair enough. Let's move on to Ohio State. Ohio State, of course, the defending national champion, but still has not beat Michigan in 4 straight years. So we'll see how that turns out this year. Here's Ohio State's fight song. There we go. Get some of those other instruments involved. There's the Ohio State fight song. Of course, they're dotting the I as we speak. No, I don't know if they play at the same time. But in any case, Ohio State, let us know what your ranking of their fight song is. Started off a little slow, picked up there toward the end. So we'll see. 5987 says decent, better than Penn State's for sure.
That's a lie.
Bill and Bennett says 1.2. So I don't think the scores are going to come in as quite as high for that.
3.
Yeah,
that's a 3.
Wasn't all that.
It's a flat 3.
Yeah, not too exciting, but at least they started to get more instruments involved there at the end.
Come on, old dad, you dreaming.
Ohio State. Ryan Day enters year 7 now with Ohio State, 70-10 overall. Of course, like I said, 14-2 last season and won the college football playoffs. New coordinators in town. Big story this offseason for the Buckeyes. Brian Hartline, the wide receiver coach that has produced, just a factory of wide receivers out there, now moves to the offensive coordinator role. And former Lions head coach Matt Patricia fills in on the defensive side of the ball. 9 returning starters for the Buckeyes, 4 on offense, 3 on defense, and a kicker and a punter. Of course, they lost lots of experience from last year's team, 14 players in the NFL draft, but it is one of the most talented rosters in the country, led by Jeremiah Smith. We talk about the best freshman seasons of all time, and we go through our normal Herschel Walker and Adrian Peterson. Well, we gotta include Jeremiah Smith in that list now. 76 receptions for 1,315 yards and 15 touchdowns. They also have probably the number 1 defender taken in next year's draft, Caleb Downs, as their safety back there. So the top end talent, not a problem whatsoever. Just the experience around them, they're going to have to fill out a little bit. Leaders of this team, by the way, took down some of the national championship stuff that was hanging around in the facility because they say that was last year's team. This is about this year. And like I said, that wide receiver unit, as usual, it's not just Jeremiah Smith. It's stacked as he is joined by Carnell Tate and Brandon Innes as the starters. 5-star wide receivers coming in. Mylan Graham and Quincy Porter will also be pushing for playing time. The Buckeyes did get a big addition out of the portal in tight end Max Clare at Purdue. He had 61 receptions for 685 yards last season, so that will definitely help them out. Plenty of experience returns on the offensive line, but the transition will be felt at quarterback and running back. That is the main question marks for this offense going into the season. Julian Sain looking to take over at quarterback. Of course, the transfer at one time was at Alabama. I think it was like 5 of 12 last year, so just not a whole lot of experience throwing the ball around. Meanwhile, at running back, James Peoples didn't get too much of an opportunity with the 1-2 punch they had last year. We'll see if he can keep that ball rolling. West Virginia transfer C.J. Donaldson will also fight for playing time there at running back. I mentioned on defense, Caleb Downs leading them in the secondary. Cornerbacks Davison Igbenusun and Jermaine Matthews could potentially be one of the best 1-2 punches at defensive back in the country. Linebacker unit is solid. Sonny Styles returns. He'll fight for all Big Ten contention as well. Should be a position of strength. The questions are somewhat up front for Ohio State's defense. They replace all 4 starters up front on that defensive line. They think depth could potentially be a problem at defensive tackle. So that's one thing to look out for if you're a Buckeyes fan. Defensive end Bo Atkinson came over from North Carolina. That was a big addition as they tried to pump up that pass rush. But Ohio State will be replacing 8 NFL draft picks on defense. So a lot is asked out of them. Kicker and punter return, as I was saying with Penn State, not spectacular last season, but solid. Jaden Fielding returning as the field goal kicker, 13 of 17 last year. Punter Joe McGuire averaged 42.1 points per game. The schedule includes Texas at home in week 1, Grambling, as we know. Mickey Joseph going to collect a payday there. They also have Minnesota at home, at Illinois, Penn State at home, and at Michigan. So, not playing Oregon there, but still having to play some of the top teams in the Big 12. As we look at their offensive numbers from last year, 14th in the country, 35.7 points per game, 58th in rushing with 166 yards per game, 263 yards passing, put them at 29th for a total offense of 30th for 429.4 yards per game. With all the talent they had, some people might have thought they might have finished higher. But like I said, as usual with a Big Ten team, it starts with defense, and that's where this defense ranked number 1 in total defense and scoring defense. The scoring defense only 12.9 points per game given up. Total defense, 254 yards in totality, 254.6 to be exact, was number 1 in the nation. They were third in rushing defense, 87.6 yards per rush there. Third in passing defense as well, 167 yards through the air. But as I said, replacing 8 NFL draft picks on the defense might look a little bit different. Might not expect the number 1 defense this year at Ohio State, but I wouldn't bet against it either with the talent that they've got going there. Terrell, what do you think about this year's team? It's obvious that they're going to be competing for a championship. It's almost with Ohio State somewhat like throw out the regular season record. As long as they get in, you got to look out for them because each of the last 2 times that the playoff has expanded, they have won from lower seeds. Do you think they can fight up? I mean, a lot of these question marks are going to be answered with Texas in week 1.
Well, that's the main game you're worried about, week 1. Now, when you talk about this Ohio State team, they have talent everywhere, every position. Even their backup players are better than some teams' first team players. So the factor that you're saying that they need to replace eight guys on defense, well, they have 8 guys, Bock. They've been in the program for probably 2 or 3 years, waiting on their turn. And believe me, they played a lot last year, especially in some of the games that was blowouts. Now, offense is offense. You come back with 2 of the best receivers in Tate and Jeremiah Smith. Saying is the question mark for me because he haven't played a whole season yet. Like I said, started at started at Alabama, then transferred when Nick Saban left. Does he have it to take new running back, Peoples? I know his name just for playing him in the game. It's his time to shine. I mean, he's probably back there by himself. Really probably happy that he doesn't have anyone like those 2 guys who had to share the rock last year. Maybe he can take them back to the old 1,500-yard rushing for a back for them. But like I said, this still is going to be a great team. It's going to be a great coach team. My main concern for them probably is the coordinators. How do they adjust?
Yeah, it is definitely a concern, something that we're going to have to follow here. But I think, too, the big question, those are a lot of good questions there. Again, the big question still looms. Do they beat Michigan? This year it is in Ann Arbor. It's on the road, so they'll have to get done. I suppose another question is there going to be a big fight with the flag planting at the end of the game as well. Maybe if Ohio State wins, they might return the favor. So look out for that if that does happen by season's end.
I got to call Matt Rule and see if I can get that black shirt flag and plant it in front of Michigan.
There you go.
Right before the game.
Would love to see it.
And me and my 95 teammates beat them out.
I don't think we should start a fight, but I like the flag.
All right, take us out, Bock.
All right, you listen to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We've got one final segment, and we'll have fun with it coming back here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Hey everyone, this weekend is the Roca Hoedown, sponsored by the Roca Tavern. Friday and Saturday night, indoor and outdoor entertainment, food trucks, and friends, all in downtown Roca. $15 cover charge with the live music starting at 4:30 p.m. We'll see you there.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. To honor the new store opening, A1 is offering $25 off any service over $300, $50 off services over $500, and $75 off services that total over $750, all through July 31st. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive.
This July, Acres is celebrating the birth of our nation. The fireworks include the opportunity to save big with great pricing on our late model John Deere ag equipment. Plus, you can lock in interest rates as low as 1.9% on select used John Deere planters, tractors, sprayers, and combines. Red hot rates combined with our explosive discounts make July the perfect time to buy and save. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer July 31st, 2025. Some approved financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
We strive to help people get into home ownership. That is the American dream. Having something that you can go home at night and say, this is mine, is very important important. The great thing about Remington Homes is affordability.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about their exciting new division, Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier.
The exciting thing about a Remington home is you get to choose your floor plan from predetermined floor plans. We give you a lot of choices, and you couple that with our great lot selection in all different areas. People do not want to be married to their house payment. They want to get a nice house with nice finishes in a great area for an affordable price. And that's what Remington homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. remingtonlincoln.com.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, last segment here at 93.7 The Ticket. And Bock, I think I saved this one for you. Let me find it. I said I saved this one for you because you're a fan of PJ Flex right here.
That's right.
All right. And in 2019, Minnesota went 11-2 and finished ranked 10th. It was their best season in over 100 years. Do you think they would have been dominant? Do you think they would have been a great playoff team that year, Bob, for if we had 12 teams?
That's it. That's a good question. Remember that team was like you said, 11-2 is particularly good. They had some big wins. As I'm trying to pull up their schedule here, because they're basically 2-2 against the top 15 in the country. They beat Penn State that year, 31-26, who was number 4 at the time. They beat him. They won against Auburn in the bowl game. Back then, bowl games, people were still kind of throwing their best punches a little bit more than they were today in the Outback Bowl, 31-24. But they did lose to Iowa that year when they were ranked number 8, a 4-point loss, and then had an opportunity to win the Big Ten West and got destroyed by Wisconsin, a good Wisconsin team that year. And 38-17, Wisconsin went on to play the Big Ten championship game as the West champion. So, and you know, the Big Ten West that year actually had Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota finished in the top 15 nationally. So as far as many times as the Big Ten West is kind of looked down upon, that was maybe their pillar year. I say all that to say, I think they would have been competitive, might have been able to get a win or two. I don't think they were truly in the elites of the elites. And I think that it was a little bit interesting because generally year to year, and I'd have to go back and look that year specifically, I think the top 4 or 5 teams in college football, especially back then, would separate more so than maybe now, right? With the NIL and the transfer portal and everything kind of separating more talent. And that's what's exciting about this year is it's going to be tough. I mean, you could pick Penn State or Texas or all these different teams, but you don't have a strong level of belief that they're going to be in there. So I think college football is a lot more wide open probably than it would have been in a 12-team playoff back then. So, I mean, as much as I love that team and the excitement of the team, part of the reason you like that team is because they're not expected to go out there and get it done is that, is that they were kind of fighting from the underdog role. I don't know if they would have beat the Alabama and Clemsons that year, but I think they're I think they finished like 12th or something like that. I think that's about where they should be.
All right, Buck. Big Ten Media Day is coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We will not be on the air. We will have plenty of interviews coming from Las Vegas. Wish I was going. Yeah, it's going to be a great time there. Hope the guys get a lot of interview, give us a lot of feedback, a lot of interviews. We can break them down when we come back on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you'll hear from several Huskers that'll be out there. Obviously, 3 representatives going to go out there with Matt Rule. Hopefully, Matt Rule's always got something to say. And there's been some changes in college football to maybe talk about the big question mark now. What is the preferred playoff model? We heard from Eli Drinkowitz, the Missouri head coach, that he's got a 30-team playoff idea.
I love it.
That he'd like to push out there. We'll see, because right now the kind of battle right now between the Big Ten and the SEC is, hey, the Big Ten wants the SEC to add a 9th conference game. Otherwise, they're not going to be in favor of the 5-11 playoff model that the SEC and all the other conferences are in, and they don't want to back down from that. So this long debate, this long argument, this long fight to get the SEC to 9 conference games, the Big Ten feels like they finally got some ground to stand on and fight back against. In fact, Commissioner Tony Petitti said they will not back off the college football playoff stance unless the SEC adds a 9th game. So I'm sure we'll hear about that as a whole, but lots of intrigue this year just in general, and year 3 jumps and all that sort of stuff. So it'll be exciting not just to hear from Matt Rule and the Husker staff, but hopefully some of our previews have helped you better familiarize yourself with some of the other coaches and players that are going to be out there to talk about their journeys.
All right, looking forward to hearing all the coaches and players at the Big Ten Media Day next week. Up next on the block, guys, coming up, Jay Foreman, Eric Strickland, and Austin. We'll see y'all tomorrow here at 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey everyone, this weekend is the Roca Hoedown, sponsored by the Roca Tavern. Friday and Saturday night, indoor and outdoor entertainment, food trucks, and friends, all in downtown Roca. $15 cover charge with the live music starting at 4:30 p.m. We'll see you there.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Hopefully you and I agree that you should do everything you can to save your marriage. Divorce is hard, expensive, and its outcome is usually not all you hope for. However, when doing everything has failed, when divorce remains as your last option, consider Cordell & Cordell as your first choice to help you through the divorce process to a better place on the other side. We've been a partner men can count on for more than 30 years. Let us be that partner for you.
The attorneys at Cordell & Cordell work to help men maximize their role in their children's lives. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Lincoln area attorneys, a partner men can count on. 402-858-3220. That's 402-858-3220. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com. Office in downtown Lincoln. 1221 N Street, Suite 801, Lincoln, Nebraska 68508.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.